God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Good morning, good day, good evening. A happy and present now to everybody that is choosing to view my video and hear my words. My name is Michael Wilson Everard, and I am here to talk about choices. So, every day we are faced with an infinite number of choices, but at every given moment, we are choosing to do one of two things. We are choosing to become more aware or continue to be unaware. So, what does that mean? Well, I have realized that everything is coming from the God source. And again, I use the word God just to keep the conversation going. Your understanding of God is going to be absolutely different than 7 billion other people's. Your definition, however, might be similar and parallel various aspects of certain religions or faiths or philosophies. And I'm here to tell you that there's truth in every single one of those perceptions. So, let's go back to our choices. We have free will, through which we have an infinite array of possibilities. And we can call those possibilities pathways. Pathways to where? Pathways back to the return of the One. So, all of them run parallel to all of the others. If you look at the bigger picture of what I call the omniverse, we have, let's just think of my fingers as pathways, okay? So, we have a starting point that we can call the first dimension. We take that starting point. Imagine the starting point in between my fingers here. Okay? So, we start with existence. We take that existence and we move it. By moving it, we created a line. We could also call that a ray. That's the second dimension. If we take that starting point and we do a complete and perfect circle, we have a shape. And it's still a two-dimensional shape. If we take that circle and spin it, we create a sphere. if we take that sphere and move it, that is something that's now created a third dimension of space. If we take that third dimension of space and then move it, we have created the fourth dimension of time. Well, guess what? In order for anything to exist, we do need the time element. So a friend of mine, Fernando, was helping me remember that time may very likely be the first dimension. And it just now clicked. Because if we go back to what I previously thought of as the first dimension, being, let's say, a pinpoint of light, that pinpoint of light, in order for it to exist, must be turned on. So, when something isn't on, it's off. Think about when you go into a room, a dark room at night. What's the first thing that you do? You flip the switch. Now, when you flip the switch, light fills the room. You proceed with whatever activities you have to do. Maybe it's getting ready for bed. I don't know, whatever it is. But what happens after you turn on the light? Do you leave it on or do you turn it back off? Well, you leave it on. So this is what happens when you become enlightened. The light bulb goes on and you accept whatever level of truth that you're accepting. And because you feel peaceful or even joyful, you proceed. So, it's not a single event where you just flip the switch. You flip the switch, but as you accept deeper and deeper levels of truth, you're creating even more illumination. What happens when you are increasingly more and more illuminated? You become more clear. So, the more clear of vision that you are, the easier it becomes to know the difference between something you cannot change and something that you can. Everything can be broken down to a 1 or a 0, aware or unaware. When we get past the ego-driven, binary encoded judgments such as good or evil, positive, negative, true, false, even light and dark, all of which are necessary to help us understand what is necessary at that moment in time. So if we judge something as evil, then we're placing a judgment on it. We might be, we would be missing out on something, because everything that comes our way is meant for us to learn. So our pathways that are running parallel, okay, are opportunities to experience life in a special and unique way. This is how God better understands mankind and better knows himself. By living through us, with us, and for us, we are living for God. We are remote viewing ourselves. And once you realize this and accept it, you'll better understand how to do the same for other people. And that's simply not only turning on the light, but increasing the illumination. So that's my breakdown for today. Life is simple if you allow it to be and you accept truth. If you deny truth, you're not really hurting yourself. You're only maintaining the conversation with a certain level of friction, unless you allow that pain to get so intense that you disengage. So, asking questions is beautiful. Feeling friction is necessary. Feel everything without judgment, and truth will become more evident. Every time you accept any level of truth, your illumination grows. Your consciousness will oscillate at a faster rate of frequency. If you think about things too hard, you're going to get confused. We are not supposed to, nor do we need to understand how every system of the universe works. We are supposed to ask questions. Ask God whatever you want. The more present you are, the more evident the answers will become from within. The answer to any question that you've ever had is within you. It's that simple. So, I will have the greatest day of my life today because I choose to be more aware than before. Where am I doing that? Right here. When am I doing it? Right now, as we speak. Try it. There was a commercial when I was a kid for Life cereal. And it's funny that it was called Life. There was three brothers, two in the ages of, I don't know, maybe 8 and 9, and another one, a younger one, maybe about 6, I'm guessing, maybe 7, I don't know, maybe younger, doesn't matter. His name was Mikey, and the commercial was, hey, I don't know about this new cereal. Let's get Mikey to try it. He hates everything. So the brothers put Mikey to the test, and they put this bowl of cereal in front of him, and Mikey, trusting his brothers, gives it a try. And Mikey's going to town. He's grubbing. He's loving it. And they're, oh my God, Mikey! Hey, Mikey! He likes it. So it's funny how our past memories can be triggered when we have these kinds of conversations. That's the whole point of memories, is to reminisce and think fondly about our childhood. Some of us have past memories that are hard to deal with and traumatic, and I understand that. I know. I've had those types of experiences, and all that we need to do is learn how to get past the shame and realize that it was just an experience for us to be able to relate to somebody else that is going through a similar experience, and help shed light on the truth of it. So let's have a present now. Let's be peaceful. Let's be joyful. Let's be kind to others. Let's love one another. Whatever you give out, you receive back. And what you do affects others. There's a rippling effect. So think about what you're doing. How are you treating people? Are you encouraging them and inspiring them and influencing them to be brighter? Or are you discouraging them and bullying them and arguing with them and manipulating them and deceiving them into being something that they're not? Choices. Free will. Play this game however you like. Just play the game. I like having fun when I play games. Remember your childhood fondly. Remember the games that you played that brought you joy. Focus on activities that bring you joy. Love one another, and simply be who you are meant to be. Amen. Be well, be safe, be happy.